Okay, so here we are. We're back in one of our favourite holiday destinations in Singapore. When we first started our Birdman Dad productions, if you remember, we had Gooseman and he was running all the thing for us. It was his idea to get it up and running. Well, as years go on, Gooseman's got a lot older, and we've actually come to Singapore to wave goodbye to him, who's heading off and doing schooling in Japan. So what we've done is we've decided to fit as much in as we can as a family here at Singapore. And one of our main places we used to come to, and unfortunately it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I've been brought up as a very, very young age of being involved in birds, whether it be parrots or racing pigeons, parrots, finches, budgerigars, you name it. So Jurong Bird Park always had a soft spot for us, and we would always be definitely going there in the few times that we've been lucky enough to come to Singapore. But it's now changed. It's now bird paradise, and it is unbelievable. It's just something that I had heard had changed, and when I heard that Jurong Bird Park had closed down and they'd obviously opened Bird Paradise, I thought, well, that's sad for a lot of reasons, but this place is just, unbelievably bigger, better. The birds have definitely given a lot more freedom. So one of the first aviaries we've come across, and so they're massive cages. I don't know how big they'd be, and I don't know how high they'd be. If I said they're 3 or 4 or 5 stories high from the ground to the top of the netting, it could be more, it could be less. But we've come into the lorry loft, which is lorikeets. We have some unbelievable lorries in this cage. So, and you'll obviously see photos attached of the birds, but it's just incredible to see. To them, I guess it's a natural environment, even though I know they're in a cage, but you certainly wouldn't think they are, but obviously they are. So, as we've wandered through, we can see some of the incredible colours of these birds, and they are quite outstanding. From there on the way out, which was a funny thing to see, they had a massive big setup again with called the Australian Outback, and that was quite incredible because obviously a lot of those birds are close to my heart. I've seen a lot of those birds. I've kept a lot of those birds over my journey. We certainly don't do that anymore, but over growing up, I've had a lot of those birds. There was a beautiful pair of palm cockatoos, obviously something that I've never had, but got to see them. And I can honestly say the birds seemed fine with everything. They were just going about their everyday thing that they would do. People certainly weren't worrying them. You could get within a metre of these birds, interact. They seemed fine. They'd just fly off and as high as they could go, and it's quite incredible. But we then wandered down to the Macaw's Crimson Wetlands, and anyone that's had been to the Jurong Bird Park all them years ago, had a massive waterfall. So when I heard that it had closed, I thought it was, quite sad because they'd taken this waterfall away. But long and behold, there it is again. Supposedly and apparently it's not as high. I think the other one was some 30 odd metres high. This one's around 20. But nevertheless, it just water cascading down is incredible to see, and it actually falls into a massive big pond, and you can actually walk in behind it. But the highlight for me was when we walk into this, the hyacinth macaws were flying obviously from the ground up onto the highest point of that waterfall and just sitting there, and it was incredible to see. You know, these are 2-3 acre, probably more, cages, and to see these hyacinth macaws flying around was incredible. Just not them. I mean, they had most of obviously the macaws there, and they were all free to do what they want. But just to see that was, yeah, something I'd not seen before. I remember at Jurong, they didn't have the macaws. Well, I don't remember them having them like that, free flying like that. They had plenty of stations within this crimson wetlands of them feeding all the fruits and all their pellets and all their foods and whatever they're given. But yeah, quite incredible to see those sort of birds that high up. This is probably something I won't forget. So yeah, so we've wandered through and spent a good day looking and admiring bird paradise. It's like I say, if you ever had the opportunity, you really would, yeah, do yourself a favour and come and have a look at it, and you'd be amazed like we were. But yeah, so anyway, we've probably come to the first week, or possibly, I don't know if it's the first week of the opening of Bird Paradise. So from what we can see, there's still a lot of stuff happening here. There's guys working and building more cages, more flyovers. There's a lot of stuff happening. So they're very conscious of conservation over here. So obviously it's a big drawing card as well for tourists to come and see. But it's really probably, well, one of the better that I've ever have seen. So I really think if you, like I say, if you do get a chance, and obviously the older the park gets, the better it will get, because like I say, they are seem to be doing a lot more here. Not that we've spoken to people about it, but you can see it's happening. So yeah, definitely do yourself a favour. If you would definitely spend a day. There's plenty of places to sit and just watch and eat, all those sort of things. It's really set up for the tourist, easy to get around. There's a little tram that can take you, because some of the roads or ramps can be a little bit high, but they'll take you up to the front door, drop you off. It's all free, once you pay to get into the park, which all helps. So yep, no, we were really impressed with it, and I guess if I ever do come back, we would pay Bird Paradise a visit.